Hello, very warm welcome. Manchester United 3, Brighton 0. A lot of positive signs for Manchester United. A dominant, the old United style of play, and it was absolutely comfortable from minute one. Graham Potter got his tactics completely wrong, left his best players on the bench. He then, part the bus. They go 2-0 down, he brings the best players on. And by then, the game's done and dusted. United, comfortable winners 3-0. And didn't have to get out of first gear, to be honest. Strong lineup going into the game. The lineup I predicted, apart from Matic. But Greenwood becoming a starter. Now, this is a positive, and we'll get on to the positives. But Mason Greenwood is now starting, I believe. Who would you rather in a one-on-one, Greenwood or James? Dan James is just pace. That's all he's got. His final ball's terrible. Mason Greenwood, very impressive tonight. A goal and an assist for the youngster. And he's only 18. What a talent. Quiet first 10 minutes. Bruno hits the post. Great play between him and Pogba, as we hoped. Greenwood scores. What a superstar. He cuts in on his left foot. It's like Robin Van Persie. It's like watching Van Persie all over again with Mason Greenwood. Drinks break. Ridiculous. It's a cold, wet evening in Brighton and we're having drinks breaks. What's the point? Then the drinks breaks should only be in when it's hot weather. It's absolutely ridiculous having it when it's cold. Brighton, very negative. Their best players on the bench. Potter parked the bus and he didn't want to win. No ambition. Absolutely no ambition. Bruno scores. Pogba assist. We saw it where he hit the post. Pogba pulls it back. Bruno hits it. Takes a deflection. 2-0 United. And a big shout out to Mason Greenwood. He gets a goal. Hard working. Energetic. Skillful. Tracking back. He gave away the ball in the first half, went and won it back. I love to see that. And for me, Mason Greenwood's my man of the match. Many will say Bruno, and I agree. But I'm going to give it to someone different, just to be different. Half time, 2-0. Too easy for Manchester United. Brighton just showed no ambition. Like I said before, Potter, his best players are on the bench. He goes 2-0 down and then he brings on his players, the likes of Mope. I mean, ridiculous by Potter. 3-0 Bruno, and what a counter-attack. Harry Maguire heads it out. Matic on the chest, over the top to Greenwood. Greenwood whips it in. Bruno, 3-0, good night. And it reminded me of the 2008 goal against Arsenal in the Champions League. It was a wonderful counter-attack, and that's what we want to see. It was fantastic to see that. Brighton chance. United sleeping. Trossard just wide. They took a quick free kick. Trossard drilled it across De Gea, just wide. De Gea, then he's had nothing to do all night, David De Gea, and he pulls off a great save. Connolly went for the finesse shot. De Gea, great save. I mean, you got to give him credit because he's been quiet. He's had nothing to do for 65 minutes. Pulls off a great save. Trossard comes on as a substitute and he was Brighton's best player. Very happy. Play like this, we'll get in the Champions League every day of the week. That was United, what everything stands for. Counter-attacking brilliance. It was phenomenal. A lot of positive signs. And I'll tell you what the positive signs is. The youth, Brandon Williams, Mason Greenwood, another clean sheet. We had a horror show defensively and goalkeeping at Tottenham. A clean sheet against Sheffield United. Clean sheet against Brighton. Had to think then. Unbeaten in 15 in all competitions. 3 goals. 3-0 against Sheffield. 3-0 against Brighton. And yeah, phenomenal. It's Brighton 0, Manchester United 3. Match reaction, a lot of positive signs. Greenwood scores in 16 minutes. Bruno 29. Bruno 49. The referee, Andre Mariner. And yeah, David De Gea pulled off good saves when he needed to. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw playing as wing-backs again, like playing in the midfield. They can just go so far up the pitch. Harry Victor solid. Matic, unbelievable pass for the third goal to start the counter-attack. Pogba, sublime, gets an assist. Bruno scored 2 goals. Greenwood, goal and assist, my man of the match. Mason Greenwood is everything that Manchester United stands for, and he should be a starter now over Dan James in my opinion. Mason Greenwood's my man of the match. I'll probably get crucified for that because Bruno was outstanding, covered the most distance, and literally this unbeaten run is all because of Bruno Fernandes. He has changed this team into a team that is now winning and not putting in shite performances and bottling it. Rashford ran his socks off, and Martial had a very quiet game. A lot of substitutions. Pereira came on, Brandon Williams, Scott, James, Igalo. Take our good players off, give them a rest. Bruno came off, which is good because give him a rest. We're 3-0 up, we don't need to risk him. Bruno, Shaw, Pogba, Rashford, Tony, all come off, all rested. We have Proper for Trossard, Lamperty for Mope, can't even read my own writing, McAllister for Moy, Dunk, Bernardo, Connolly for Marsh. So, there we have it. Manchester United 3, Brighton 0. A lot of positive signs. We regained 5th spot ahead of Wolves. We're level on points with Wolves. We've won more games. We go ahead. We move on to Bournemouth on Saturday. Join me for a preview on Friday. Match reaction on Saturday. United 3, Brighton 0. What a clinical display. That was brilliant. Absolutely positive signs. Brilliant. Get in there, United. Mason Greenwood, man of the match.